Hey, this is the World Advice Channel. What I want to talk about today is why the right-wing party sucks. And not just sucks now, but has always actually sucked and have never been as great or as amazing as people have made them out to be. Now, even aside from the topics that relate to things like, obviously the easiest thing to bring up is things like race and of course, gender and religion and so on and so forth, that they've had an issue with, and not only had an issue with, but been discriminatory when it comes to giving those groups of people their rights and so on and so forth. The truth of the matter is, aside from that fact, the truth is, the right-wing party, when it comes to making things change and developing society, have always sucked and have never been that great, and if anything, maybe we should even consider even changing replacing the left-wing party with another party to replace it instead, as this party, truth be told, fundamentally is actually flawed. But even aside from my personal critique of the party being flawed, I'm going to discuss the reason why it's flawed, and we'll give you direct evidence to kind of show why they suck and have always sucked. So anyway, now that I've mentioned that, let's get started. So when it comes to the topic of the right-wing party, I should say, and why they've always sucked, the truth of the matter why they always sucked is that when you look at history and actually look at how things in the past were like, literally every revolution we've always ever had, the right wing have been against it in some sort of way, or even just straight up against it for that matter, okay? Now, when it comes to every revolution, when it comes to developing human societies, the first one I will mention is a technological revolution. Not many people know this, but there was a time period, of course, towards the late 1800s to the turn of the 21st century, where actually the right-wingers, as you know it today, were against industrialization, the idea of having technology. And of course, as usual, their way of thinking is that, well, we could have technology, but we don't need too much of technology, and so on and so forth. And one of the biggest reasons they were actually against industrialization was because they felt, particularly in North America, particularly United States, of course, surprise, surprise, particularly them, was due to the fact that, they felt that if they became too industrialized, there'd be no need for slavery anymore. Which their mindset was, if they got rid of slavery, not only would blacks be free, and this was a group they absolutely despised, for whatever reason, I don't even know myself, but yeah, they despised us. But yeah, black people can have freedom according to them. The truth of the matter is, they also felt that it would affect their profits they were making from slavery as well. So if they got rid of slavery, they would obviously, as a result, lose a lot of profits, which obviously America is one of the biggest reasons America became developed, and not just developed, but as powerful as it is today, is because they created industrialization. And some of the world's fundamental inventions that we take so for granted, such as the idea of having machines that can fly in the sky, so we can literally fly and go to destinations easier, all the way to things like even having a car that is easily accessible to everyday people, and so on and so forth. The truth of the matter is, who created those ideas? America did.